Since moving to America, I've realized there are some major differences when it comes to the simple act of putting fuel or gas even in your car. So one thing that I love that really stood out to me is that at gas stations here, you put the pump in, click the little lever, and you just sit back while your car fills up. You can clean your windscreen, wrestle your toddler, whatever you need to do. And the pump just stops automatically when the tank's full. Back in the UK, absolutely not. You have to hold the handle the entire time or it just cuts off. Your hand goes numb, your arm aches. It's a whole experience, especially when it's really cold. There were a handful of UK stations that had the hands-free latch years ago, but it's now disabled or removed because of safety regulations. So in the UK, we just stand there squeezing the handle until the tank is full. I had no idea you could actually lock it in place until I moved here. But back in the UK, filling up is actually pretty simple. You pull into the petrol station, which we'd also call the garage, or on the motorway, what we'd call the services. You grab the pump, fill up, pay, and leave. End of story. In America, it's a little bit more complex. There's actually an entire state where it's illegal to pump your own fuel, and you can literally get fined for trying. And we learned this the awkward way in New Jersey. So we pull up, my husband gets out, grabs the pump, and suddenly this attendant appears out of nowhere and tries to take the pump off of my husband. Now, he doesn't speak much English, and my husband has a thick northern accent, a very, very thick northern accent. So you can imagine how well this was going down. We ended up standing there thinking, does he want a tip? Is this a service? What is happening? My husband keeps saying to him, it's all right, I'll do it, I don't need any help. And the attendant's just there insisting, no, no, no. And I'm just watching two grown men having a polite international tug of war over gasoline. When it was finally over, we still had absolutely no idea what had just happened. It wasn't until much later that we found out, yes, it's illegal to pump your own fuel in New Jersey. Now, that law, the Retail Gasoline Dispensing Safety Act, has been around since 1949. And in the UK, there is nowhere, literally nowhere, where it is illegal to pump your own fuel. But that's just the beginning. Here in America, there are gas stations, fuel centers, travel plazas, truck stops, and then there are the huge ones like Buc-ee's. Honestly, Buc-ee's feels like a motorway service station that went to Disneyland. The one we stopped at in Tennessee had 120 pumps. Inside, it's less like a gas station shop and more like a mini department store, packed with clothes, beauty products, toys, home decor, literally everything. Fresh barbecue, snacks of every kind, a wall of beef jerky, and expensive art displayed outside of the restrooms, which were notably clean, especially for a gas station. Meanwhile, in the UK, we're lucky if there's a Costa machine and a lukewarm sausage roll. Our motorway services are better, but they're still nothing like Buc-ee's. Then I noticed something else. In the UK, the way that we pay for our fuel is pretty simple. You just pull up, fill up, and then wander inside to pay. Yes, some places have the pay at pump option, but traditionally it's fill first, pay after. In America, I haven't seen a single place where you can fill up before you pay. It's always pay first, then pump. And after 20 states, that seems to be the rule everywhere. I believe that it's to mainly prevent theft. So in the UK, it's seen as a high risk, low reward crime. And our petrol stations do rely heavily on CCTV. But paying after isn't perfect either. I once got stuck in a very long queue because a woman gave the wrong pump number and ended up paying for somebody else's fuel. So how it works in the UK is that when you fill up, there's a number above the pump. Once you're done, you just go inside to the station and tell the cashier the number so that you can pay. I genuinely don't know how she didn't notice the amount was different, because it says the amount that you're due to pay at the pump. Either way, the chaos that followed definitely slowed the entire place down. So I do think that paying first can be a better option, especially if it avoids things like this. So then there's paying at the pump. In the UK, if a petrol station does have the pay at pump option, you just tap your card and off you go. In America, it's not always so simple. Sometimes when you try to pay at the pump here, it asks you for a zip code, which we don't have in the UK. We have postcodes. And even then, we've never had to enter a postcode at a petrol station before. So it definitely throws you off at first, and it can't be ideal for international travelers who don't have a zip code. So there is a little trick that I've been told about that some travelers use. So what they do is they take the numbers from their UK postcode and add 00 at the end. Now, I've never personally tried this myself, so let me know in the comments if you have. Apparently, sometimes it works and sometimes it absolutely doesn't. So it doesn't fill me with much confidence. And then we've got the colour of the pumps. In the UK, the handle colours are simple and they never change. Black for diesel and green for unleaded petrol. Easy, consistent, no guessing. But in America, there doesn't seem to be a standard. What I have noticed on our travels is that green is usually diesel and black is unleaded, which is the complete reverse of the UK. And yes, it's clearly written on the label, so it isn't a major issue, but when you've grown up with a colour system, your brain automatically reaches for the colour that you recognise. So I've been told that the colours can vary even more depending on the gas station, but that green for diesel and black for unleaded switch is the only difference I've actually seen. But even so, on our road trip, it definitely made me pause and double check the label every single time. And finally, of course, there is the price. Even with prices going up and down, America is still nowhere near what we pay back home. In the UK, fuel is priced per litre, usually around £1.45 a litre. In America, fuel is priced per gallon, and 1 US gallon is 3.8 litres. So the national average is about $3.07 a gallon, which works out to roughly 80 cents a litre, or about 62 pence a litre. So yes, that is a significant difference. There are loads of reasons for it: taxes, refinery costs, supply, but the end result is the same. Filling up in the UK feels painful. Filling up in America feels almost cheap. So whenever we go back to visit family in the UK, the first trip to the petrol station is always a harsh reminder. So tell me in the comments, did any of these surprise you? My biggest surprise and my happiest surprise was definitely the price. Thank you for watching, and a big thank you to my channel members. Your support really, really means a lot to me, and I will see you on Saturday.